Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the class. We are doing the chapter The Making of the National Movement, and under this chapter, we are doing what was the happening of the 1940s. And we have seen that on the one hand, there was there started this Quit India movement, and on the other hand, we have also started discussing about the what was happening uh, in the what were the demands of the leaders of Muslim League, and how it moved a resolution in which independent states for Muslims were demanded in the northwestern and eastern areas of the country where the Muslims are in majority. So, in this resolution, there was no mention of partition, only there was mention of independent states for Muslim. But why this kind of demand was done by Muslim League? There are some reasons, like what we find that the Muslim League started viewing the Muslim as a separate nation from the Hindus, and we see that there was this feeling among the leaders of Muslim League that after the end of British Raj in India, there will be starting of the Hindu Raj, because Hindus are in majority, and especially the result of the provincial election of 1937 also proved to be uh, very important, or also played a very important role in shaping this demand for independent states for Muslim, because we have discussed that Congress formed government in 7 out of 11 provinces. So now it was very much clear to the Muslim League that after getting independence, it will be Congress who is going to form the government, who is going to holding the power, and Muslim League, because the Muslims are in minority, the Muslim League will not be in such a condition. And there was an effort after this election of 1937 by the Muslim League that we will form a joint government in United Province with Congress. But Congress rejected this desire of League. है Congress rejected this desire of League that they will form a joint Congress League government in United Province, and this also became a reason for the League to for the Muslim League to demand independent states for women, for independent states for Muslims. And as we have seen that from after non-cooperation movement, there was lack of cooperation, lack of involvement of Muslims in the national movement. And as we have seen in civil disobedience movement also, the Muslims were not participated in large number, and during Quit India movement also the participation was limited. And what we find that when after the Second World War, when the British started negotiation with the Indians, the Congress and the League were there to negotiate with the British, but we see that all the talks failed because the League was not seeing Congress as the representative of India. Instead, it was considering Congress as only as the representative of Hindus, and it was considering itself only as the representative of Muslims. So this kind of situation was prevailing. And again we find that in 1946 the elections were again held, and in during this election again we find that the uh, Congress performance was very good in those constituencies uh, where Muslims were not in majority, where Hindus were in majority, and the league became successful in those seats which were reserved for Muslim. So this was this result uh, caused a very important role in this demand for Pakistan, because at that time we can say that there were this separate electorate was there. So, what is the meaning of separate electorate? Separate electorate means the division of electorates, yani ki voters. Okay, the division of voters on the basis of religion. Like Hindu voters were there only to vote the Hindu candidates, and Muslim voters were there only to vote Muslim candidates. So this was the demand of Muslim League that there should be separate electorate in India because Muslims are in minority. So in order to give representation to Muslims, this system should be adopted in which the Muslim voters will vote, only the Muslim voters will vote to the Muslim candidates. But Congress opposed this separate electorate because this separate electorate was actually it was a system to divide the country on the basis of religion. So Congress was against the separate electorate, but British they believed in this policy of divide and rule. So they supported. So they gave this separate electorate. So this was the condition of the this was the result of the election of 1946, which proved to the Muslim League that if Muslim majority areas are separated, then Muslim League will be in a position to rule, because the Muslim League performed very well in those areas where Muslims were in majority. So we find that this demand for Pakistan was started, and in March 1946 we see that this in March 1946 the British cabinet sent a 3-member mission to Delhi. And what was the purpose of sending this mission to Delhi? The purpose was to examine the demand of Pakistan by the Muslim League, and what was needed to be done. Should India remain united, and there should be a loose confederation? अभी बहुत सारे टर्म्स आ रहे हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम देखेंगे 1946 मार्च में कैबिनेट मिशन जो है वो इंडिया आती है. कैबिनेट मिशन मीन्स 3 members of British cabinet came to Delhi. Okay, 3 members of And what was the mission of this 3-member committee? The mission, or we can say the purpose of this 3-member committee was to examine the demand for Pakistan, है ना? The purpose was to examine the demand for Pakistan, the demand which was done by the Muslim League, and how to um, how to how what should be the political framework of free India, है ना? To suggest a suitable political framework for free India. To suggest a suitable suitable political framework for free India. So now it was clear that India is going to be free, but what should be the how it should be done? Because there was a new demand. There was a new demand for Pakistan, and now the responsibility was on the British because they were ruling over us. And if such demand was coming from the Muslim, it was to be decided by this 3-member committee, 3-member cabinet mission, and the main thing which was to be decided that how India should remain. Should India remain a united country, है ना? Or should it be like a confederation? It's a new term, though you have read about this term in history, if you remember it, when you were reading Marathas. How हिस्ट्री में जब आप प्रीवियस चैप्टर्स में मराठास के बारे में पढ़ रहे थे, एंग्लो मराठा वॉर, तो उसमें कन्फेडरेशन आया था. सो व्हाट इज कन्फेडरेशन? आई एम अगेन टेलिंग यू. Okay, so what was the suggestion of cabinet mission? That India should remain united, है ना? There will not be two countries, India and Pakistan. It will not be formed. This was the suggestion of this cabinet mission, and it was also suggested that India should constitute itself as a loose confederation. Okay, so confederation होता है जब हम कोई country कई सारे यूनिट्स से मिलकर के बनती है ना? These are the units A, B, C, D, E, F. So these are the different units. तो जब एक कंट्री बहुत सारे यूनिट्स से मिलकर बनती है और these units are very much free, these units have autonomy, है ना? अपने इंटरनल मैटर्स में उनको पूरी तरह से ऑटोनॉमी होती है. एक्सटर्नल मैटर्स में भी कुछ ऐसे मैटर्स होते हैं जहाँ पर कि वो अपने पावर को यूज़ नहीं करते हैं, तो उसको हम कन्फेडरेशन कहते हैं, जिसमें बहुत सारे इंडिपेंडेंट जो बहुत सारे या मोर देन वन इट्स नॉट कि बहुत सारे ही होने चाहिए, मोर देन वन इंडिपेंडेंट स्टेट्स एक सेंट्रल अथॉरिटी के साथ मिला हुआ है, बट दे ऑल आर वेरी मच पावरफुल, वेरी मच इंडिपेंडेंट, ठीक है, उसको हम कन्फेडरेशन कहते हैं. Like we have federalism. You are very much aware of this term federalism. So in federalism, what we find that the states are formed together as a country, and the state are having some power, and some power is with the central government. So state is less powerful, but if we find this confederation, under this confederation the states are very much powerful. तो इस तरह का एक लूज कन्फेडरेशन की बात हुई, जो कैबिनेट मिशन प्लान ने सजेस्ट किया कि इंडिया में, बिकॉज मुस्लिम लीग इज डिमांडिंग सेपरेट स्टेट, तो सेपरेट स्टेट उनको ना दे करके एक लूज कन्फेडरेशन बना दिया जाए, जहाँ की जो मुस्लिम मेजॉरिटी एरियाज हैं उनको ज़्यादा आप ऑटोनॉमी दे दी, ताकि उनके जो डिमांड है उसको भी पूरा कर दिया जाए. इंडिया यूनाइटेड भी रहेगी और लूज कन्फेडरेशन हो जाएगा, जिसमें कि उनकी डिमांड को उनको बहुत ज़्यादा ऑटोनॉमी मिल जाएगी. बट कांग्रेस वॉज ऑल्सो नॉट रेडी फॉर दिस, एंड मुस्लिम लीग वॉज ऑल्सो नॉट वेरी मच ready for this, and we find that after the failure of cabinet mission plan, it became very much clear that now partition will be done. India will not remain united country, because जो भी cabinet mission plan ने दिया अपना सजेशन, उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया, न तो कांग्रेस ने और न ही मुस्लिम लीग ने. और इस तरह से ये समझ में आ गया कि अब हम पार्टीशन की तरफ ही बढ़ रहे हैं. एंड नाउ मुस्लिम लीग डिसाइडेड that now they need to do some mass agitation in order to form a separate country for Pakistan. There is need to do mass agitation. And in this connection, we find that on 16th August 1946, 16th August 1946, Direct Action Day was announced by Muslim League. So Direct Action Day, it means that now the time has come to act. We have demanded Pakistan, our demand has not been accepted, and now it's time to act. And actually we find that from this date only the riots broke out in Calcutta, and this riot was very, we can say the consequences were very bad, because we find that thousands of people died, and it did not remain only in Calcutta. It is spread to other areas also, especially the areas which were having majority of Muslim population. So this kind of situation was prevailing in our country, and we see that by March 1947 the violence spread to different parts of northern India, and this was really very depressing, and we see that hundreds and 1,000 people were killed, and so many millions of people were forced to leave their home to go to some because now the partition was inevitable. So it was considered that India was a country of Muslim, and for India was a country of Hindus, and for Muslims there will be a separate country. So this kind of situation was prevailing. So we will continue with this because some questions will also be discussed in the next class.